it's probably going to be a very long game. And based on what we saw with Heroic, you know, it could even be a confident win for Heroic. We'll see.
Well, let's get into it. We've got G2 to the T side, wasting no time. Getting over to that B bottom site quite quickly. They don't see anybody charging downwards. I'm really excited to keep my eye on, I mean, a lot of these players, but most notably TeSeS. I think last map he was really getting into those nitty-gritty positions and kind of finding the best of the mid-round moments. And Vertigo just opens itself up as a playground in regards to those types of plays. So let's see what happens as the map goes on. But I think we could see some really sick Counter-Strike here on this second one. Cadian, he saw a little bit of presence down towards the base of A. I don't know if he expects it to be all of G2, but that is what is coming. 3 players from short side, 2 still back on ramp, and Cadian denied vision by that smoke grenade. Now there's 2 frags still on Nexa and Amanek. That could be used excellently in some sort of a post plant, deny the defuse type moment. But we're talking 10 survivors in this retake. So let's see what sticks. TeSeS double flashbang ready to be thrown. That's going to activate the attempt as the G2-sided smokes fade. They just run in. They want that short control first and foremost. And it's Jax at bat first. Oh. He gets the headshot into Borup. There's somebody on the defuse. TeSeS trying to stick it, has his head blown right off as G2 take pistol with 4 guys alive.
The bomb was actually planted in a kind of a strange spot. I mean, with the smoke going down, if they had killed the short shelf players, then maybe the stick could have come in. And TeSeS also bought some grenades, but he spent all of his money on the smoke and 2 flashes. So maybe somebody else, if they had a kit, could have actually got away with something bigger there. But it was nice for G2 to cleanly get the bomb plant and come away with nice post-plant positions to make sure that that round is as easy as possible. So Heroic, they buy up basically every single second round, T or CT side. Usually has a lot to do with deagles. Sometimes a couple of pieces of utility sprinkled in there. But yeah, to call it back to TeSeS, he's a just amazing short shelf player. He has just been so good on this map overall. And yeah, he's just really the king of the hard shots, isn't he?
Tends to be. You know, I feel good for Jax. I really do. You know, no bias. I just feel for the guy. 8 kills across overpass, 4 in this first pistol.
True.
So, you know, a nice little turnaround to start map 2. And we know G2 have turnarounds. I mean, they literally dismantled Astralis on Dust just yesterday after being handed a map 1 loss. So maybe it repeats itself. But it's not too aggressive this round.
Let's get eyes on Amanek here. He's coming in through middle. They know he lurks a lot, but he comes away with the kill. So now he's the guy who often does this when there's a lot of chaos on the A ramp. G2 specifically make presence just so that he can get his lurks off. Doesn't necessitate a hit towards B, but it does cause a distraction here. The CT start to rotate over.
Cadian's in a dangerous spot, but with that smoke grenade, kind of has a chance with this one. Does tag up Nexa, but Nexa's Galil just rattling. And now Amanek in middle with the MAC-10, just joining his teammates on A. Yes, jumps across that CT gap that Nico and Borup both occupy. So this is good for G2. But, you know, I'm not going to let my guard down, Mohan. I learned with the 8-0 start from G2 that you don't let your guard down. And I hope they don't either. G2,
but yeah.
Yeah. Amanek,
but just from
gonna make a bit more money. Just a little bit more money. How about Nico? He's got 8 HP. It should be easy, and it is. G2, 4 survivors. It's a full house between Amanek and Nexa.
You'd be a fan of G2, like, right now when it's convenient, but you're not going to go and buy the jerseys. Maybe for the League of Legends roster or something. Right now, you're just kind of waiting to see, like, are they going to be at least consistent? Are they going to win the games they're supposed to win? Because that's the kind of heartbreak you have to go through right now with G2, who before it was only 0-3 losses in the grand finals. Now it's how come you're not winning the regular group stage wins? You know, the group stage series is. Ooh, this boost. Just got the
very
double stack.
Danish.
Hard angle here. Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling like train A site. They don't see enough. Ooh, Jax, no, go back. TeSeS able to kill Amanek, who was at the top of the ladder just now. So yeah, Jack's looking away at that moment and then doing it again. He falls, and that's still not enough to keep him up. Now, I mean, luckily for G2, they can just prioritize moving Bomb into the site. It's not as though Bomb just got caught in this mid-transition or anything like that. You know, they wanted to end on A, and they will still get there. But hell, this is successful considering it's just USPs.
It's really successful. I mean, you don't want to see Jax run from that. It's so awkward to see him do that. Like, you know, he has the AK. He wants to. Oh, can you translate?
Let me check in.
Jax accidentally said something in all chat. I am French, so I'll read it. Okay, because I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Juste parce
que j'écoute. Just because I'm listening. Just.
Oh, okay.
Just because I'm listening.
That's kind of like you found the hieroglyph and you're trying to add context to it and figure out exactly what. Yeah.
Yeah. We found.
I wonder what that meant.
This is like Counter-Strike archaeology, trying to decipher teams' banters. Maybe fair because I listened. Who knows?
Yeah, because he was sitting out there with the AK at mid.
Maybe he listened to a call.
He missed the timing, so I don't know. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but yeah, it was a win for Heroic. But I do think Jax wants to probably just fight there.
We'll call in our expert. We've got a guy.
Ooh.
Jax. Oh, he's completely blind, but he's committed to the cause, and commitment is a good thing. Hunter, 2 frags in order to open up that B site, and then Amanek finding the better of the timing in middle, finding Nico with his head turn. This is an awesome round for G2.
Yeah.
I mean, the health, okay, this is just one of those satisfying things. Everybody take a moment. Look down at those G2 HP bars, dude. In descending order.
Descending, yeah. Like a staircase.
And the kills also, 00012.
Right.
There's a direct correlation between kill count and health lost. That's just math. That's science.
That's satisfying. Yeah, those good couple of entries there. A little bit of a whiff from Borb. A lesser seen whiff. And this is when B rounds work out. Is when you get the 2 kills in the site, because the retakes are way easier, and that's what usually loses you rounds when you get B. There's a not frag again. I mean, I guess yeah. Hunting, they don't have to deal with this op next round, so that's nice. And it looked like they were constantly in positions to try to trade these frags out. G2, but yeah, hot start. I mean, could it spell disaster for G2? We'll find out by the end of this match.
You know, you just said it, that one of the key pieces to the B hit is when you get the bomb site taken and you get those 2 frags quickly. But I mean, that was as fast as it could be. Just G2 straight up rush into the gun rounds. I like it. You know, a little tenacity. And,
yeah,
advanced smoke tactics here by Nexa. It's a feature, not a flaw.
Did he miss one? I didn't see. I was looking.
Yeah, a little weird trigonometry.
Okay.
It happens.
Ooh, Jax.
It happens. And Jack's able to cut down Cadian as he tries to get into the mid peak. And Cadian wasn't alone, in fact. He had Nico by his side, but Nico didn't quite get that chance at a trade, and now he doesn't know if there's 2 T's sitting here, because remember when those USPs walked into top middle, there was that setup between Jax and Amanek, so a very likely crossfire, perhaps.
Hunter's got such a strong spot. They've just got to continue forward this execute. This is sometimes so hard to clear out that they don't want to take it for granted. Hunter going to stay alive. Some great flashes to help them in, and they are making progress.
Molly moves past Tessus. He's not burning just yet. More smokes down. Bomb's close. Here it is. That Molly was really kind of throwing a wrench in the works. Amanek not going to get away, but does at least succeed in planting bombs. So the pressure's kind of off his shoulders, and it falls on to the other 4 members of G2. Smoke grenades everywhere. Kenny S doesn't care. 2 shots through it, one of which somewhat blind, and that's gonna be enough to turn Heroic the other direction. Kenny S does it all.
That was a round where Hunter was kind of the reason they were able to win on top of Jax's entry, but him getting up the short shelf as quickly as it did. Almanac does so much. So far, almost every single round, Almanac has done a crazy amount of work for the team, whether it's the lurk out mid or like, yeah, mostly with the lurks out mid. But in this round, it's also with the Molotov from safety to help Hunter make progress at the short shelf. And I think that now we're probably going to see Tessus play a bit more aggressively there because that amount of control was just too good for G2. And we'll see what the adjustment's going to be, but it is a Deagle round. They're buying around Nop, so we might see more intricate levels of action in the following rounds. Something maybe a bit more gimmicky now, but yeah, Tessus is pushed up in this position. However, Hunter gets underneath him faster than he realizes he can.
Threat gets shut down after the 1. Amanek and Jax to continue walking out mid. I like this little duo. Sometimes it's passively back, sometimes it's getting a little more proactive, like here in the 6th. And
plus you can call it Amajax.
Amajax. Sounds like a breakfast cereal. Yeah. And it looks delicious. Damn, man. They get 4 of the 5 frags between them. Of course, Hunter getting the 1 over towards short A. But that's G2 taking away another round and leaving Heroic in an awkward spot. They've got all the money to buy back in, but they are still trailing by 6. On Overpass, it was 8-0 for G2 before Heroic broke back the half. Is it going to happen again?
I'm loving it, and I'm really looking forward to this round to see what Heroic try to adjust.
Many flashbangs.
Tessus decides to be more aggressive on this position. So I just think this is the adjustment I wanted to see. Now let's see how it plays out. I'm sure G2 are going to anticipate them trying something new. And so what'll happen?
Looking for it. It's funny, eh? There's smoke grenades, there's flashbangs, there's frags, there's spam, and then once the smokes are gone, it's just silent. Like two complete total differences.
They also have the push on B. They just pushed everything. It's one of those scary rounds for G2.
That Molly's gonna burn Tessus out of this position. That should very easily give the short control to G2. Whether they hold it for a moment before moving in is yet to be seen, but they don't have that much time. Cadian, quick first shot. A second is a miss, but the third one will get him a double kill before Kenny S quells it. Now Tessus finding the better timing of the smoke as it fades. Yeah, he hears them trying to run away, and he is going to throw a spanner in the works. Kenny S trying to move inwards as fast as he can because there's only 10 seconds left over. So a desperate plant if needed. He's trying to hold off on short, knowing Tessus is there. It is good cover from Kenny S, but he drops the second shot, and right when bomb goes down, Borup goes in. 2 frags to close. Heroic on the board.
I'm just becoming such a big fan of Heroic. I honestly had not watched a ton of their matches before, apart from individual demos, but like just that round alone, they just answered all of the problems that they had in one setup. They had the 2 push on B to make sure it wasn't a rush that worked for G2 before. They had Tessus play aggressively on the short shelf and trusted him to do that. They had Cadian rotate off the B setup when they got the information. And even though G2 had a nade advantage coming up the A ramp, it was really Heroic who knew exactly what they were doing before G2 realized that they had given that information away, and they didn't have a way to deal with it. Even when Tessus was mollied off of the short shelf, he threw a smoke to counter it, and they didn't push up after he left. So he just came back there.
Dude, he is so good. Like, he doesn't even stress. He's making the moves, jumping off of yellow tarp. He's got a flash next to Nico. Like, the timing, the teamwork, it's crisp. And then, of course, he is able to best Hunter as he just emerged through smoke. So when we get into, like, the minute details of these early A clashes on ramp, I think Tessus is king for the time being. Even despite G2 leading 6-1. I mean, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But
I mean, getting ahead of yourself is thinking that G2 will close the game out because they're up 6-1, right? We saw that last game. It just didn't even matter. So
God, you're right. Turned it around. And Nico, he's looking to do that exact same thing. Delayed spray. Gets the second. Kenny has blasted his head off, and Nexa trying to bail them out into the B bomb site, but that gets closed. And so Kenny now knows it's all on him, just like that frag grenade. Chunks away like 40 health and leaves him in such a difficult spot because those other CTs are rotating closer. And the longer time goes on, the less likely the Kenny S clutch comes in. A second for Heroic, consecutive round wins.
And this is where the ball gets volleyed back to their side of the court, and they have to now adjust. Even though they're winning, they have to figure out how to keep this going. That is such an annoying spot where Nico plays, where that sandbag is basically impenetrable, so there's just no way to even get damage on him if you're not dead accurate on the right side of his body that's sticking out. And he just abuses that. It's a smart position to be in. Of course, you can't move, but you almost don't want to. So, T timeout called, and we'll see how they adapt. I think this is a situation where their hands are a bit tied. They probably want to try to do some B stuff, or they probably want to do some more A stuff. But I don't think they're clued into how aggressive Heroic were playing when they thought it was going to be B that previous round. If I'm Heroic, I go back to one of those op setups, looking down into the ramp and trying to stop the execute before it happens. But I honestly don't know, apart from mid, what G2 can do to catch them off guard.
SS back at it. This time, Cadian's with him. Smoke flash each way. This is, oh, that's a collateral through the smoke. Cadian just hit 2 players with 1 op shot. It did very little damage, so maybe it's through a wall or maybe through the metal. Regardless, you know, kind of scares you for a moment if you're there on G2, as if like, does he see us? Is there a gap? Is this Furia where they're stacked 3 people on top of all these yellow poles? Who knows? Molotov though onto Tessus, so now they do know exactly where he is at.
So, I think remember we had a very similar situation, but you just don't even move here from sandbags. But they have a flash, actually.
God.
They have
There's
no way to
fire
kill him.
everywhere. Smokes popping. And G2 stopping, or at least slowing down. They had to. An additional volley of mollies, and well, there's nobody there this time. Tessus is back here towards short with a player by his side. And of course, he is successful. 2 kills in the round. Nico trades it, but that's a one and done. Amanek and Kenny S trying to crack into the A site, but Cadian, he cracks the whip in between the eyes of Kenny. Amanek, can he just plan? Get that money? No, he rushes through, and it works out almost wonderfully. Could you imagine had that worked? Stown gets the no scope, but you know that reeks of desperation.
There was like a list of things that you could do in that situation, and then like on the back of the paper, there was that option, like half plant the bomb, jump forward through the smoke you just threw. Amanek, yeah, I guess that was the only way you're going to win a 1v3 like that. So good attempt. I can't believe Stown hits that op shot. That's frustrating. But yeah, another fantastic round from Heroic, and it's another round where they get this, like, Tessus gets the easiest lurk frag in the exact same position coming through the smoke on the A ramp, and things fall apart from there. Oh,
yes, yet again. I mean, they should know to expect him, but they just can't stop him.
Yeah. Oh, he's coming back. Of course he is.
This time he gets shut down. That's 2 frags, actually. Amanek finding success as well. Man, advantage here for G2.
It's where you could see them going B on this, but it's really on Amanek. Oh, Amanek's coming back actually with them, leaving mid completely.
Whoa, Bora bullets zing by. It's Jax on the other side. Bit of a weak smoke.
Oh, there's that.
Kind of see through the base of it.
It's like an execute server.
Here we go. Cadian coming into this. He's got the right eye peek versus Nexa. Nexa just shuffled over and the shot connects, but it's not a kill. Still, it's enough to get Nexa back off of this. Borup, the second player towards short, denies Jax that high position. He was trying to take the verticality of the mid site. Amanek, don't go up there. Don't make that same mistake. You got eyes prying on all sides, and Stown's sniper connects. Kenny S up next, now blinded, and it's just Stown locked into this position. They know exactly where he is, but there's 8 seconds left over. This one is weird, it's wild, and Stown all the while is still fighting for his life. He clutches out of nowhere. 3 kills for Stown. What is going on?
You must hit those. You have to. You can't let Stown do that again.
And again, and again. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's so tough. Like, you just can't let him hit those shots over and over again. Or, oh, is it going to be a cleanup? There is clearly tilt already on G2, calling a strat this quickly out of the rounds with a half buy. After losing like that, it was 6-1. And it's damn near tied now. In about half the time.
The 8-0 start on Overpass. The 6-0 start on Vertigo. And
But you know what, man?
Yeah.
Like, Heroic just did such a good job to get back with...
Hell yeah.
Like, even that was a 3v5. That was a 3v5. They actually just A-stacked. So it felt like there was 5 players left. And G2 decided to work into the site that way. But they still controlled... KDN controlled the short shelf. He got a kill. They did some damage. This round's done, right? Maybe not.
Hang on to your britches, buddy.
I thought it was done.
Hang on. Nexa? I think he's a little frazzle-dazzle. I think he's a little fired up. And I think he has a chance at this with a headshot like that into Nico, and now he's got the confirmation. TSS lies ahead. Nexa looking for the fourth. And it's damn close. Now he's even connected a bit of damage. Come on, Nexa. Get your 10th frag. Get the 4K. Get G2 back on the board. He's going to close that distance and execute TSS. A 7th for the French and Co.
Well, I guess it was done, just not from the perspective that I originally thought. Crazy round by Nexa with just the Deagle alone, and that's a great one. Dropping out of the sky, Nico into his strong arms. Caught him with the Deagle in the face.
Look at the result as well. 7 rounds for G2's T side, and just off of that, Heroic now strapped for cash. This isn't like a curb purchase. This is an all-in. This is all they can afford. And MNF, W key stuck perhaps, just
Bomb
already
stuck.
in the CT spawn. Bomb is stuck, yeah, behind green. Borup, big mean machine, putting out the damage. A 2nd kill for him on the Deagle. He is camping that bomb now. Stown's also in the equation. AK now added to the tally. He has the bomb, Launders. G2 gonna come fighting frivolously for it.
Oh my
Amanek
God.
gets executed, and Borup is a one-man army. 3 frags for him in this round. Stown now confirmed. He gets ahead of Kenny S, who's gonna get pinched between CTs, but Borup, again, he may be alone, but what he has is the bomb.
Man,
They
he
don't
knows
have
exactly
a
where...
solution.
He knows what's coming. He knows that it's going to be a player from here. He just has to predict which one comes first, and then we're actually in business for this clutch.
He just turned his back. Borup doing a really good job of sectioning these off, but it all boils down to timing. Hunter stopped making his move. 35 seconds. Borup's getting antsy, sees the legs, gets the kill. Borup on for the ace to rob this away, but Kenny S does him dirty.
That's disgusting. That nade had to almost do the max damage to be able to kill him. So that was really sick by Kenny S.
How dare he? How dare Kenny S rob that ace away with a frag?
Yeah, he did have 4 kills in the round too, I think. So he did a lot of work. But yeah, it would have been an amazing clutch there by Borup. It's been a pretty exciting game so far, though.
Oh my God, top mid rush, out of nowhere, pistols everywhere. Jax getting most of it done. It is just down. I like that. Balls to the walls, straight into the top mid, but G2 will best it. They weather the storm, they get that 9th, and Heroic now just desperate for even 6.
I feel like the nerves are being shaken off now. It's just becoming more exciting. They're like, I think G2 got tilted beyond belief by that 1v1 with Stown and Kenny S, and then they just threw caution the win. They came through with a hero play by Nexa, and they realized, like, we're G2, man. Like, we're insane. Like, let's start to turn up the pace a bit, and it seems to be more inspired play. I'm loving it. They've got 2 really sick back-to-back kind of 1v1s to their name now. They're up to 9 rounds on this T side. Heroic, it just felt like they were taking the wind out of the sails. They're going to bring this back. They're going to stomp them in this half. They're going to do what they did on Overpass. And now it seems like the story is changing a bit. and it's becoming more fun to watch too.
I feel like the gloves are off.
Yeah.
Both teams with a bit of a bloody lip. Let's just go haymakers on both sides. He's going to put out the Molotov. I like that. Cadian selling it as if the molly had landed on his feet so that he had to put it out. But in reality, he's on the opposite side trying to find that off angle. So had Nexa tried to maybe commit to the wall bang or something like that, Cadian hones in on him. Doesn't net either team an opening frag, but mind games, baby. You go on the boost, not yet over the top of it. He's still crouched, and Hunter, ooh, yes, please. Oh, yes, please. 3 kills already on this A site. And he just walks into it like it's nothing. But TessS is still back here by the sandbags. Good thing Kenny S can kill him. Imagine all of that beautiful work by Hunter just thrown away by TessS hiding in a corner. Doesn't unfold that way. And Cadian's op, he knows it's valuable here. There's no economy back behind Heroic. Double digits for G2 on their T side. A good recovery. This isn't quite overpass, where the end of the first half falls flat.
That was awesome. They forgot to put their camo on. Hunter came knocking. Went a bit more quickly too.
He got the first headshot on the player at the base of the boost and then killed Nico with another headshot as he was still kind of falling.
That's how you should do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you should do it. Although, you know,
at the bottom of the goon
kind of hard.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh-oh. Okay. Nobody comes up.
All right, so the last round, but they've only got the op. Heroic only have the op. They don't have enough for rifles. Unless we got a bunch of M4 A1S users. We'll have one M4 here, a few SMGs. Focus on utility, far more important than the gun, I think, on this map on your CG side. Outlasting the other team is critical. And down we'll get that opening frag.
MP9 rush mid, Borup. MP5 never even gets a chance to fire back because Hunter is firing up and into the bomb sites yet again. Dude, just unleashing him. Kind of like the way they closed Overpass, where we had Hunter take party and get that 3K to kind of remind us of what he can do. Well, he's had enough of waiting around. He's had enough of making contact. This boy's barreling into bomb sites. And he's popping heads left, right, and center. Final round of the half, final clutch attempt for TessS. He lines up 2 Ts, and they barely even take any damage back the other way. So Kenny still remains, and with the Tech 9, he closes. G2 recovering their strong start on Vertigo, an 11-4 half. Stay tuned, as the break will be quick.
Get on down, bust another move. Get on down, bust another move.
G2 taking control of the end of the first half, and Hunter as well. Going into that 14th round with only 5 kills, finishing the half with 11. So 3 Ks times 2 to close it out, man. That means everybody's coming alive here for G2. The scoreboard not nearly as top heavy as we've had to seen at times, but the second pistol already underway. We've got G2 taken to the defensive half, a substantial 7-round lead here at the 11-4 score. You'd think it's enough to close, but I'm not willing to write anyone off just yet. This series is always close. The map scores tend to be the same, and there's still a lot that we've yet to see coming from Heroic. They're going to get themselves onto the A site. Little smoke grenade down for Tessez. No frag grenades to stop this. No ops to wallbang either. So in both pistol rounds here on Vertigo, we've had 10 players alive in the post plant. The difference is Heroic get hyper aggressive. They welcome the CTs in. Tessez is crossing paths with counter-terrorists, and Nico's flank could be everything. They have no clue. All 3 of these players are watching the other direction. Now Nexa has wind of perhaps this flank, but Nico's tucked in. They're moving inwards. He's gonna play trigger discipline, gets 2 kills, all 3 from Nico's flank.
How does this game have so many moments like this? I can't believe it. That was like one of those flanks we saw from like Furia when this map first came out, with everyone flanking mid. You know, the 1v3 clutch, just beautiful mechanics from Nico. Target selection on point. No HP to work with. 1 USP bullet and he's dead. And he doesn't even care. That is crazy. I can't believe it. And this is Heroic with that only 4 rounds of the first half after G2 decided to just say F it and came up huge with the clutch from Nexa, clutch from Kenyatt, a couple of strong entry rounds from Hunter, and suddenly, like, the momentum swings again.
Yeah, they're getting aggressive. We like to see it. Unfortunately for Jax, he gets caught on the corner of the wall there, so they weren't even able to set up a crossfire. Because you know, if Heroic come jumping off of construction, then maybe you find 1 or 2 in your sights. But it was a quick goodnight. Kiss on the cheek, tucked into bed. Hunter, the only one with a little bit of midnight oil. And, well, that lantern gets blown out real quick. Tessez, the patience pays off. Heroic within 5. Now, I mean, look, we know they have it in them. This is a good team on Vertigo specifically. And Heroic, I don't think they're going to be, timid in this half. I don't think that they're doubting themselves. I think that they are confident in their offense, and they should be.
At minimum, they're looking at 26 rounds at minimum in G2's like last 7 Vertigo matches. So we're not nearly at that quota, and it feels like it is going to be another long game. Come back looking to start out very strong. Of course, it's only because of a crazy 1v3 by Nico.
Sure.
But it's been nothing but clutches all game long, so how can we even be surprised? Another 4 live round here for Heroic. They build up a bit of a
little bank
economic stability, yeah.
I want to put you in the hot seat, Mohan.
Okay.
Would you mind taking a little gander at the Vertigo head-to-head between these teams and telling me if an 11-4 score is the most lopsided we've ever seen?
Okay.
Get into your history books.
No worries, I will quickly do that. 11-4, so we get a 9-6, 9-6, and 7-8. So yes, that's the most lopsided.
All right. Interesting. Now that we know that, we put our eyes forward, as Nico does, towards this B site, not seeing anything as of yet, and he won't see anything until he's actually on the site. Nexa's back behind green with 3 Ts already on his bomb site. He peeks out wide, goes down empty-handed, and Nico's already in a great position to easily trade back Jax. 1 counter-terrorist in Amanek does slip into the spawn, but with the Molotovs and utility all over the place, I think you call the save.
Yeah, you get out of there. You see, and Nico sees him peeling back. He already knows it's going to be a save. He can tell his teammates that because it's information that they did not mean to give up purposefully. Kenny S holding from a different angle, and Nico will punish Hunter first. Oh.
Ooh. Shooting through the edge of the walls.
Again, the greatest injustice about dying while you're saving is you could have just tried to go for the clutch if you wanted to. Might as well have. Almanac goes down too, and Kenny S has found a strange spot to be able to save this gun. It seems like he might be holding on to it.
Yep, he's good.
So that's something nice. I can change the course of things. But the tide is still very strong here for the Danes. So much money. They spend pocket change on replenishing their grenades. Around 23 rounds apart. Kenny S gonna clutch this off with all his might.
What's working around him? Well, the Deagles in abundance. Couple key pieces of utility as well here. Some smoke still yet to be thrown out by G2. Hunter may not expect 2 players crouched. You can see him watching the corner, but there's 2 of them. These Danish clones, I tell you. They just multiply. Kenny S doesn't want to die, but he really needs a kill here. They've already lost Hunter, and it looks like Heroic have been able to slip back into the depths of which they came. Cadian remains at least a little longer, just making sure nobody comes chasing them back, as it is a conga line from Heroic moving towards B.
Yeah, really, map is really just about keeping your options open on A and B. It doesn't take 5 to take a site. That's true for most maps. But so much of the map control is done from safety on this map that the rotations are really easy, usually safe.
Nice. Oh, baby. Through the pillar on top of it all. Jax, he's got that deadly deagle, but what more can he deliver? Nothing else. Still, he's done his job. Nexa comes in swinging a deagle of his own, but that bomb's rocking its way back to A because Cadian, remember, he stuck around. And as those rotates left, he found the opening. He creates space, and now that bomb will most certainly be planted. But it's still not done here. A 2v2. Where we've got Nexa's hands on an AK. Sure, there's no kit, there's no utility other than that Molotov on Stown. And when you combine the Molotov with the lack of kit, I mean, G2 don't have much time to make this happen. Considering the buy, this is already a win. But being this close to a retake attempt, you know they have to go for it. Throw caution to the wind and try and make this one happen. Stown is walking upwards, and if he dies to the sniper, then that Molotov will never land on bomb. But if he throws it here and now, this is a round win for Heroic. There's nothing G2 can do.
Yeah, they can't even get on it. The Molotov doesn't even land properly, but they just don't have enough time for the play they tried to make. And it's, again, all about keeping your options open. Even when it was technically in that narrative about them going B after A failed, Cadian coming back with that lurk on A allowed them to come back from the 2v3. And this is now Heroic within 2. Op retained. Money's not in a terrible spot for a G2, but that's not really the issue right now. Being able to figure out if they can win a CT-sided round. The short shelf abuse from Heroic is much better already than it was from G2. Now Hunter, so this is kind of what happened with Heroic. You know, Hunter starting to be like, all right, well, let's stop the problem before it starts, and let's get down the A ramp.
Couple of gaps, but no action from it as of yet. Heavy presence from G2 here on this A site. Heroic are doing it though, cutting away at the lead. 2 rounds the difference. Amanek, he's gonna go peeking and prying into the tarps. Cadian, Tesses, and Borup all on the other side. Tesses comes up first, and there goes Amanek. Cadian playing whack-a-mole, but this is where the mole fights back.
Can't lose that duel. Tesses whiffs his first shot. Amanek shoots but can't capitalize, and then he's just stuck. He can't move at all.
He rotates. Nice and slow, walking the entire time. I mean, Vertigo is so much about audio cues because you can hear anything from everywhere. Uh-oh, that's not going to bode well, but, or is it? Nexa, I mean, he's going to have to go down with the fight. The Molotov would have burnt him to a crisp, And yeah, it is crisp. Borup's second headshot taking down Jax. Hunter, he's gonna rush the bomb and he denies the plant. There's only 20 seconds and Hunter gets another. A smoke grenade goes in front and he almost lines it all up. Nico versus Kenny S. Sniper versus AK. 100 health v7 and still 10 seconds dictate the outcome. Kenny's gonna close this gap, swapping to the AK, trying to give the chase. Nico, can he close this? Kenny S is sketched and oh, it's good. Over the top of the box, G2 bringing it back, all thanks to Hunter.
Phenomenal round from Hunter. Really great spray down. That was just a write-off. They knew even where they knew where Nexa was in the back of the site. They mollied him out, they sprayed him down. He got one kill, and that was enough to alleviate the pressure for the rotate. And this is Hunter just diving the site with a bomb getting planted front side of default when he could have, the bomb could have been planted more in safety. And they just didn't cover him. So big mistake capitalized upon by a brave Hunter. You know, really just had to do something. But this helped out G2, and it's felt like G2 has been losing for a while now. But now, with their 3-round lead, they're getting into tripping distance of that finish line. Hunter once again going down into the A ramp, looking for a frag, but he's been spotted. Yikes. Oh, just gets shot through the wall.
I love how like half of Cadian's team is all trying to kill that one guy in the corner. And then he very calmly and collectedly shoots one bullet through the wall to just be like, it's done, guys.
He's here.
Settle
I'll
down.
Kill him. Take your ammo.
He's easy. TSS lingers around here. Now, normally this is kind of Cadian's job, right? He's the one who opened back up this A site. Oh, but TSS turns his back and still he's able to answer. He got dinked in the process and still snaps the head off Amanek. AK bests the M4. And the 5 versus 3 is looking real good here for Heroic, but they're going to have to try and work their way through a smoke. Kenny may not suspect so many players to be there, but he hits the wall bang back the other way. That was the tagged up TSS down now. And Kenny, slick movement, right back into position for a second kill. That is beautiful stuff, but it's not over. Jax is still towards short shelf. Nexa's also here on site. Stown's got that wrap around. Yeah, good call. Good eye. The T's line up, and Nexa goes down empty-handed. It's all on Jax. He still has short, but Cadian plants on the other bomb site, or rather bomb side. They're very wary of this position. I don't know how Jax gets into this. Maybe Nico gives him an opening.
Stown's already cleared out that heaven area and back CT. There's really no chance for him to do anything without them spotting him or being able to trade, and that's the round for Heroic. Man, Tassis, how we have to look at his stats because he hasn't lost these opening duel. Wow, it was a crazy round for Kenny. He hasn't lost an opening duel on the A ramp yet. He's killed Amanek twice when Amanek got the first bullets off. He killed Hunter once. Or maybe Hunter got him one time, like 1 for 4 or something like that. But that's been it. Both sides basically. TSS has been able to control A.
Yeah. I want to just a moment there. Let's thank you Kenny S for that slick parkour. Getting the yellow tarp kill, running back onto the bomb site, flying across the boxes and going in. You know, you talked about how Kenny S kind of has to play with that confidence, how that's what he brings to the formula of G2. And this round is another example of that. I mean, just goes into middle, gets his pick, moves back towards A ramp, snaps Borup up, and Cadian will trade it. But Hunter has an excellent position to try and serve up a bit of a wrench in the works. Cadian, however, again on damage control, not only besting the other opper, but then dealing with Hunter. And now his eyes set forward on the prize, trying to take this A site. Jax removed from the bomb site. Cadian is a one-man army, and he does have assistance in TSS, which probably bodes well for Heroic in this 2v2. Cadian just so heads up, one step ahead of every single player from G2. Can he get the ace, or is TSS gonna end it? Yeah, there it is. On the side of the smoke, Nexa tries to come through. Heroic 1 round away from tying the game at 12.
That was one of the best op rounds I've seen in a long time from Cadian, and it's nuts because Kenny really had his cape on for this. the couple of frags that he got, but Cadian trades him back. He trades his teammate on the short shelf push. He pushes Amanek into pushing with his Molotov, gets the kill. He fake plants to pull the guy coming through the smoke. He hits a number of fantastic shots. They're all extremely quick, and he almost outplayed every single person that he killed. And then Tessa's had to steal the ace. Thanks so much.
Damn.
I never thought Cadian would get this good.
Sniping.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, he was a journeyman. Like, he's a player who's just been kind of at a level for a long time. But I mean, like, you don't expect any player to get this good. Like, this is the, you know, top one or best team on your roster, or best player on your roster at the top one. Like, these are, you know, incredible achievements. So of course you don't expect any player to get that good, but especially not somebody who doesn't have just a meteoric rise and then just stays there. So pretty amazing stuff to see from Cadian.
You know, we talk about how long Device has been at the top, you know, and kind of how he did that with his sniper inside of the system of Astralis. But Cadian has had a rocky ride. You know, I always at this point think back to during Flashpoint Season 1 when this roster was kind of stranded in Los Angeles and the deal with Phoenix fell through. And Cadian's walking down the road, a very heartfelt message kind of posted to his Twitter where he says, never in his career has he felt this low. Never has he been, you know, experiencing the rug being pulled out beneath him as badly as that moment. And he said he didn't know what the future held. He didn't know what was going to happen. He just wanted to keep competing. He just wanted to do what he loved and play Counter-Strike. And here we are, not even 1 year later. Heroic on top. Cadian, all-time best form. It's incredible to think that a player who, you know, a player inside of a system like Astralis with Device, yeah, I can see why you stay so consistent when you are that damn good. But Cadian, he's riding this roller coaster up and down throughout his career. At times, you could have justified seeing him walk away for something else, but he commits, and now he reaps the benefits. Heroic, just providing entertainment and an awesome storyline for Counter-Strike, I'd say.
No doubt, yeah. I mean, they're actually at the level of affecting the meta of how other teams play now because of what they've done just in a couple of months, so it's awesome.
Back into the action. Heroic still 1 round away, buys on each side. You know, we got a really cool showcase of sniping in that last one with Kenny and Cadian going head to head. And let's hope that this match, if there are more maps to follow suit, just keeps on delivering. What a treat it is to see Heroic and G2 lock horns. Yeah, Nexa back on quad. Uh-oh, he's getting tagged up. And that's going to make him force his hand. He tries to come out from the corner. Kenny S now back behind green, missing his shot because it's down to apply hyper aggression. Real pressure coming in from both sides of the coin. Jax slapping it back as Amanek even kills a player on the flank. They didn't expect that one, but will they expect this one? Tess S, he's got 2 players with their attention turned, but Hunter has a heads up moment. Just looking back to Khan at the perfect time. Now it's Cadian in the clutch. 23 health and 3 players to find.
He knows where one is. Jack's stuck behind that default box, so there's a chance where he'll be able to grab that frag. It's free. He knows there's at least one in CT, but he won't know that a big flank is on the way. So, oh, sorry, I called it a big flank. It's actually someone walking through mid. He's going to be able to go under him and around. Give him the reach around.
A's open. Cadian, he could have 2 hands on him. Looking to tug them away from the B site and get into A. They're not moving a muscle either. I mean, I get why they play the retake attempt. We've got 2 kits on Amanek and Hunter, a frag grenade, a flashbang picked up, but the bomb will be planted. And we've seen Cadian in some good post plants on this A ramp. They're announcing their presence through elevator with that flash. Then they fall silent for a moment. Cadian doesn't know if his flank is clear. There's a player boosted in Amanek, and Amanek just shuts down any attempt, man. 21st kill here for Amanek, 13th round for G2. But an explosive round of back and forth action yet again.
That was nasty, yeah. Nice plant. I mean, it gets some money. They actually need quite a lot, but yeah, it's a great round from G2. Gotta love that. I mean, they've only won these 2 rounds, but they've both been against these B hits, and it's been about taking extreme risks and not allowing Heroic to get comfortable in the site. Like Jax, Hunter have both pushed in and got a number of key frags before the bomb has gotten down, which I think is very important for them to do. And now it's a plan of action. It's actually Heroic out to mid. The spray is not great. They cannot trade. It's down. Fails to grab that one. I mean, kind of maybe an unlucky spread there. Looked pretty good. But they've got the attention of all the CTs. And they haven't got the kills.
Not going to be easy to get back into this one. G2 possibly looking at 14th on the board. Unless we get a 3v5 out of Heroic where they're taking further and further damage. But it is unconfirmed damage. They don't know Borup's so soft. We saw Borup slip through smokes on overpass. He's about to do it again here versus Kenny. But, oh, he even goes for the transition, getting the second player too. Hunter, I thought he was going to come out elevator and really claw this one back. But with that kill from Amanek, it does look undoable. Although it's Cadian. We just saw a near 1v3. He's going to try it again, this time 100 HP versus Jax, who's barely alive. It's not the op, but it's the rifle. And Amanek, he's about to walk right into this. So Cadian, this is very doable now. Again, he's going to rock the boat towards the A site. 35 seconds to go. And you see G2 starting to split their members because Jax is so scared of moving away from B. It's so unfortunate for G2 that Amanek dies at the base of ladder because that's literally the midpoint between bomb sites. And now it's just Cadian versus Hunter. Cadian fixated on his position, now behind coverage. A smoke goes in the front. Cadian's going to go for the bomb plant, and Hunter's going to deny this or not. Cadian comes off in time. 10 seconds remain. If he can get this kill by jumping over, that would be unreal. Hunter denies it, and G2 find 14.
Took some good tracking there by Hunter to make sure he got that kill. Cadian definitely put his feet to the fire with that attempt. Very close call. Hunter, man, he had no bullets left over too. Try to be very careful about approaching Cadian on that bomb plant. Damn, so many kills for pretty much everybody here on Heroic, and honestly, even more on a couple of players from G2. 14 rounds now, and there is huge potential, of course, for a third map when it was so hard to get a read on the situation as to who was more confident, who was actually playing better. But at this point, you know, maybe G2 can peel away with this one. I'm kind of surprised that Heroic didn't just go back to A stuff where they've had so much success.
Yeah, let's get Tessus back at the forefront.
Yeah, he was owning A ramp.
And he's there right now. This could be his chance. Unfortunately, he's just poorly equipped for the situation. We've got Hunter committed to the sandbags.
Oh, they just don't. No.
Yeah, if somebody throws a flash for him, he's going big. There's 3 players susceptible to a blind. 5 players susceptible to a blind. Oh, man. And he's got backs turned. First 2 line up, but he only gets 1 kill. Amanek's there to quickly trade it. Not the end of the world. Could have been way better. Could have been way worse. Tessus now still trying to hone in on the Deagle. Spamming so that they can't peek as the plant comes through. And an AK picked up.
They got an op back at Sandbag. Yeah, this is not out of the realm of possibility by any means. Big flanks being watched as well by Tessus. This could be it. Nexa coming up the ramp.
Rest of G2 waiting for him to get into this. He's not going to find any contact. There's the Opera, though, spotted and dealt with. Kenny kills Cadian. There goes the short flare, and it is perfect.
Nice.
3 instant frags once they finally got the machine rolling. A 15th for G2. We always expect large round counts here on Vertigo between these teams, and it's delivered yet again. 26 at least. And a 27th for G2 to close. 4 map points here to keep them in the match, to keep them in the event.
Whoa. True.
How's that not a wall bang?
Very good point. I know, right? Of course, it's Kenny precise. Now, that was good from Nexa. He came through the flank, but they actually threw a smoke on short shelf so that Tassus like forgot about it and was more concerned with getting smoke out of short shelf when he didn't make any presence. What's happening now? They're turning up the pace like crazy out this short, but G2 are dealing with everything.
Or are they? Tessus, he's able to catch Amanek in a weird one. Kenny S has had enough. Sit down, he says to Cadian and Nico. And if Tessus had upgraded weapons, then maybe I'd believe in this a little bit more. But it looks likely that G2 are going to close Vertigo, and yes, they will. We are going the distance. Inferno is up next. And the comeback from G2 on the second map is what we had yesterday versus Astralis. When we got to Inferno, it didn't go their way. They fell